Missing someone.
Hey guys, it's Lux Sims. Welcome back to my channel, and we are finally returning back to Planet Zoo. So this is pretty much just a catch-up episode. I've been working on this time lapse for so long because I just this last year has been a mess. But I posted a poll for you guys asking which animal you guys wanted to see next, and it was the red panda. So that is what we're building today. We're doing some lighting and then just building the red panda enclosure. And then it's just all time lapse today. We will actually play in the next episode. But I felt like let's just start here. You know, I feel like this episode's long enough. I want to keep all my episodes of everything to 40 minutes, 40 minutes max. And I know my Planet Zoo episodes tend to be longer. But I want to try and shorten them down. So I decided just to do a full time lapse this episode, especially because I haven't been back in so long to this game that I felt like it was just a lot for my brain. So, but anyway, so we're building the red panda enclosure today. Like I said, there was a poll that I put up. I do put up polls sometimes for Sims and for Planet Zoo. So if you ever want to be a part of that, just check my community tab, and I post little polls on there all the time. So it's just a really fun way to interact with you guys and have you be part of it. But yeah, for starters, I didn't know what I was doing at all. Okay, and I did cut some of the time lapse out just to spare you guys the craziness of it all, because it did feel a little repetitive at some points. But I kept a majority of it in. Just know if there's any harsh cuts, I cut it out, and that's why. But yeah, going into this enclosure, I did not know what I was doing. I had a couple references in mind, but I really didn't. I was I don't even know. I don't even know where to start. So I started with some blueprints for climbing pieces, because I think that's the hardest thing for me to do is building climbing pieces and stuff like that. So if I have a base to start with, I can kind of maybe make it my own without having to spend a million years on building everything from scratch. When I started this series initially, I wanted to build everything. I wanted to build everything from scratch, okay? And that is hard. That is hard, okay? Look at this thing I'm trying to build right now. This looks absolutely dumb, okay? It is a lot harder than you think it is. But it started with me trying to make this cute little bridge thing to kind of lead to the water, but it wasn't working. The pieces didn't line up, and it just was driving me nuts, and it was awful. So I'm pretty sure I do end up just completely scratching this. But look at how awful this is. What am I doing? What am I doing? You know, some of this stuff is so embarrassing. I'm do I even include this? Do I just delete it? But it's part of the process, okay? It's part of my process, and it may be dumb, but you guys need to see that I struggle. But yeah, the initial idea was just okay, this bridge thing. I guess I said it was into the water. It's not necessarily into the water, but above the water is what I meant. Over to a second platform where they can hang out, but this idea quickly failed because the bridge was very hard to build, and the pieces, I don't know if any of you have actually ever played Planet Zoo, but it is so incredibly hard and difficult sometimes to see where things are lining up, because sometimes from one angle it looks completely different, and then you turn it around and you're what, why does it's not even touching, what's happening? And I feel that's one thing that this game, listen, if anyone's gonna take any advice from me, you know, the creators over here, I feel that's one thing that, in addition to the path system, I do not like about Planet Zoo, okay? I think it has an incredible, building system. I think it's awesome. You know, you're allowed to express creatively so much. There's so much creative freedom there. But the angles and the way you adjust and move items and how it just I don't know a better way to do it. I don't like the way it's done. So I don't know, that's just me complaining, and it really doesn't matter, because they're obviously not taking any advice from me, and I wouldn't expect them to. And building a game especially this to this extent is really hard, but it is something that annoys me. and I will forever complain about the path system in this game because I do feel like they could do better on that. The path system, like, I don't know, I can actually think of ways to do it better, okay? Maybe not like the whole coding part of everything because I don't know how to do that, but like in a general sense of like the paths are just actually retarded in this game. Like, I don't know, they just like don't work. And you can see here, look, I even tried to like salvage it and like get rid of the red path, but nope, I still just hated it. I feel like it looks weird. I don't like the way it is. And then I found this cute little bridge. This thing is so cute. I like actually love this bridge. I think it's the cutest thing to ever exist in this game, and I'm so glad that I found it and was able to use it. The only thing I'm also kind of thinking about after having built this enclosure is, I don't know, it's kind of odd, the like just kind of starting Asia right here next to the Africa. I think they're Asia, right? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they are Asia. I'm dumb. But it just like the whole theme feels a little weird. And so we're gonna have to find a really like nice way to integrate like down that way, like into Asia from Africa, especially because I don't know if there's necessarily even a plan, okay? We might just put these animals wherever the fuck. I don't, like, at this point, there's a lot of animals that, like, don't match the area that they're in, okay? So, like, I guess it doesn't necessarily matter, but I was gonna try my best to kind of keep everything in, like, a cohesive area, but, you know, at the end of the day, it really don't matter. It really don't matter. And I think I stress about the little things too much, especially because this is, like, one of my very first zoos, and I've been working on it for so long, and I'm just like it's not that big of a deal, okay? If you guys were here to see perfection, then, you know, that's not what you signed up for, okay? That's not what I'm trying to give here, and that's not what's gonna happen, so best of luck to y'all. But yeah, I think overall, I'm pretty happy with the enclosure. It's not my favorite thing I've ever built, but I will say it looks beautiful. I think it's by far the most pretty one we've built for nighttime. Like, it is just so beautiful at night. Like, I think it's actually just stunning. And I don't even have to add that much lighting. It just looks pretty. I don't know. There's just something about it that makes it look so pretty. And I'm also the queen of making enclosures odd ass shapes. So yeah, this enclosure, it's a weird one. It's a weird shape. And it low-key, I hate it. Like, I actually kind of hate it. It actually kind of drives me nutso. So, yeah, you'll see me struggle with the gate here in a minute, like making a barrier. If there's anything about Planet Zoo you should know about me, it's that I hate using the regular barriers that they give you. I think they're boring, but I also hate building one, okay? Building the barriers by hand is also awful. And it drives me nuts, and it never works. So, but I've done it so far. I'm pretty sure there's like, I think the Nile Monitor now has a regular barrier, but I think other than that, if I'm remembering correctly, I don't have any regular barriers. I've actually made all of them by either just like digging in the ground, adding rocks, adding a gate. I can't remember. I know we just redid the Nile Monitor enclosure in the last episode, but that was a while ago for me, so you'll have to forgive me there. But either way, I do not like the regular barriers they give you, so I try to build my own. It's just really hard. And yeah, I also, like I said, I just wanted to like find a base, and that's what I've done here. And then I just kind of built off of that base. And I actually really like their little shelter, their hard shelter. I think it turns out so cute, and I'm actually proud of myself, okay? I'm actually proud of myself because I mostly used or added roof pieces, and this is something all across the board. Any game I ever play, any building game, okay, I hate roof pieces, okay? I hate them. So I was very, very proud of myself for like the only thing I really built here was roof pieces and like supports, okay? So like I was like, damn, like go me, okay? And there was a point in time when I was doing this time lapse where I was like, this is game over, okay? This is not looking good. This is why it was so overwhelming for me to like, I took so long to finish this one, because it just felt so overwhelming to like actually finish this. Like, I don't know why. This enclosure was so incredibly hard for me, okay? Like, it just was. You know what though? We did survive. We are here. We are alive, and the enclosure does look pretty. and it's something that I'm like okay with nonetheless. So like I think we did a good job. But yeah, I think this is so cool to me too, because this like little area kind of doubles as like a climbing feature and also a bedding area. The only thing I'm concerned about is escape points, because I know these little fuckers like to climb, and also the space. I hope that there's enough space, but you will also see I do end up lowering this entire enclosure, even though I'm like kind of building a little gate around it, just to make sure that they can't get out. But like honestly, Lord knows with this game, like sometimes they just ruin your whole deal, okay? And then I also am kind of concerned that there might be too much foliage in here for the amount of space, so we'll kind of see. I really don't know a lot about red pandas, like, at all. I've not known a lot about, like, any of the animals that I have created enclosures for, honestly. And it's just kind of, like, sometimes I hope we just figure it out, okay? I think it's really hard for me, too, to, like, create an enclosure that isn't, like, kind of underground. I want to be able to do something different, or, like, maybe something, like, higher, above, but it's just like, it's hard for me because I just feel like it's the easiest way to make a barrier that's not awful, okay, that doesn't look like shit. And it just, I don't know, I do end up liking the way it looks, so I want to try and create in the future an enclosure that isn't just like in the ground like all of our previous ones have been, but it just seems to be the best method that I've learned so far. This gate, guys, I'm not gonna lie to you, there is a large portion of this video that is me just moving these little fucking gate pieces around. Here comes the absolute meltdown over the barrier. I actually started this like one day and I was like, no, I can't do it. Okay, I've actually been kind of like sick the last week, and I was like, okay, we're gonna finally finish this red panda enclosure, and this is what you're seeing right now is me being like, okay, I'm gonna do this. And also, sorry, side note, what I'm doing right now is taking away all of the railing between, like, for the giraffe enclosure, because it felt weird, and unnecessary, and I don't know why I did it in the first place. I just didn't like it, so I got rid of it all, and that was also annoying to do. Also cost us money, so live, laugh, love. But yeah, anyway, I had started it, and literally about like 30-40 minutes in, I was like, no, I cannot do this today. I feel like shit, and I want to get it done so bad, and like it's a lot of fun for me, but I'm not gonna be successful in it right now. I'm not gonna be successful in it, so I'm just gonna leave and come back to this. And I did. I came back the next day, and it did end up working out. Now, whether it worked out well or not, I'm not sure, and we'll see here in just a little bit. But it does look okay. I do like the way it looks, as long as you don't look too closely, because obviously none of these pieces line up perfectly. That's just the way the fucking game is. It irks me. I don't know why it's so hard to get some of these pieces to line up, and I don't know what the best method is. I'm doing the one where I create one and then just duplicating them, but it's just still it's so frustrating, some of the controls sometimes, that I'm just like, it's not worth it. But yeah, I also end up having, like, obviously over here on this side it gets a lot smaller, and so I do end up like making kind of a cage around this end of things, and then having it kind of gives it like more dimension. So at first I really thought like I wouldn't like it, and I was like kind of thinking like right around here, I was like, damn, like how's this gonna work, because they're definitely gonna climb over this, like it's not gonna work. And then I was like, well, what if we just like brought this side up higher and then kind of like made it go lower the more it went down, because it's like obviously underground down there. And it actually ended up working well, as long as the animals can't get out, which we will test in the next episode, and then we'll have a meltdown then, okay? We will have a meltdown then, later, not now. But yeah, it was mostly just like me losing my mind over these pieces not fucking like lining up. And there was always like a weird little gap, which will bring me to my next point. I have to make like a little rock mountain over here, because they're not made necessarily for this. Like, we're obviously making our own barrier, and so the amount of space that I have around, there's like one little gap where I can't fill it because the fence is too long and I can't add another one, if that makes any sense. You'll see here in a second what I mean. But it actually gives it, again, more dimension in the end. We find a way to work around in this game, because this game has a way of pissing you the fuck off. And I'm actually really happy with the way this fence turns out in the end of things, especially given the circumstance of the shape of this fucking thing. Because it's supposed to be, I mean, that's like the number one rule for beginners is like make your enclosures just a square or like a circle, like something easy. I honestly, even a circle, I want to say is hard. Like I would say a square is like the easiest shape you could do from what I've learned so far and what people have told me. And yeah, I always just want to like do some stupid shit that doesn't make any sense just to use like the corner that's not going to get used otherwise, like the corner of the map that's going to be a weird shape that I'm going to like I mean honestly, I'd rather struggle with the barrier and a weird corner than a fucking path, okay? Listen, we pick and choose our battles. But yeah, I kind of went around here too. I had the idea, you'll see me play around with it in a second. I think or maybe I cut that out, I can't remember. But I had the idea of taking a regular barrier around and like I don't know if I could make it start at the top of the fence and just go up like chain link fence or something around, like something like that. But it didn't look good, didn't work. So yeah, we end up just like doubling up on these red fences and making them higher on that side. And I don't know, I like the way it turned out, but let me know if it looks horrific and if you have any suggestions, if so. But I'm pretty proud of where we got, especially with how frustrated I was feeling. This game, like I love this game so much, but it really has a way of irking me and like literally making me want to like crash out, okay? So yeah, it's hard for me sometimes. It's really hard for me sometimes. And I remember when I first started this challenge, I was like, I'm gonna try and put every animal in here. Bestie, I don't even think my computer would like run that many. I want to, like I want to try, but also like can my brain even handle that much? Like we better get a move on. Okay, I'm gonna be like 40 I'm dead ass, like seriously, I'm gonna be 40 by the time this zoo is finished if we are able to do that. And I think it'd be fun, honestly. Like why not? We might as well just like keep trucking. We could keep trying, but I just don't know if that's ever gonna happen. And y'all need to be ready for that if it doesn't, because it probably won't. I'm not even gonna lie to you. But yeah, this is also one of my favorite, like, I feel like this part is kind of relaxing, just, like, making a rock wall and, like, just, like, having rocks, like, figure out where they fit and how they look and, like, what you like, and, I don't know, I feel like this one worked out quite nicely, and that's what I mean by filling that little gap that I wasn't able to put fencing around. And then also, honestly, the biggest struggle that you'll see me deal with, too, with this fence, honestly, it's all a struggle. What do you mean biggest struggle, okay? The fence in general is a struggle, but it's just the like if you see where the gate is at, there's actually like a little area right there, okay, where they can, since they can go up on that hill and come around down this backside here on the left, that I'm like, oh, they're going to be able to walk across that and they're going to be able to climb out. So we either A, have to double up on the fencing down that way too, which I really did not want to do because this was a fucking annoying ass process, or we have to get rid of that little ledge so they can't walk on it and just kind of like thin it out right there, which is also kind of a pain in the ass since this is so close, as you can see that dotted line to the border of the map of where you're allowed to build. So I was like, either way, this is fucking annoying and I'm kind of fucked. So I love when I like think of things last minute too. I'm like, this isn't gonna work, and then like you get to the point where you're like, oh wait a second, like sometimes you just have to do it to like realize, like you have to fuck up to like realize what's happening, okay? But yeah, I ended up just getting rid of the ledge and trying to thin out that little strip right there so they can't walk on it, and hopefully it's thin enough, but again, we'll see. May Lord be with us, okay? May peace be with us. But anyway, look at, do you see how like, I know nothing is lined up perfect over here and it kind of looks like shit in some spots, but like, do you see how it like goes from like being really tall to like just very like a neutral like area where they can like look over, and it just like I don't know, maybe I'm being crazy and this looks like hideously stupid and like dumb, but I kind of like the way it turned out, besides these little fucking gaps that I couldn't fill because these pieces aren't meant to do what I'm making them do, I think, so. But I'm like not too upset about all of it, I'm really not. And then next, I can't even remember. I don't think I end up keeping this branch. First of all, I realized I needed to smooth this out so that way the like caretakers and stuff can get down here and like feed them and everything. And so I was trying to smooth that out, and then I was like, it'd be kind of cool if we just had like a little branch here that only they could climb. Maybe I do end up leaving it. I really don't know, but it was kind of stupid. It was frustrating, and it wasn't looking the way I wanted it to. Like, there's just some things where it's like, it's in your brain, and then you put it down, and you're like, this doesn't look how I want it to. So, it was a struggle either way. And then I realized I didn't like how that little cute mountain we built was placed, and I needed it to be like literally 2 centimeters to the right or whatever it was. And so I had to fucking individually select every single piece. And I know you can use groups, but I don't understand them and they fucking annoy me, and it like literally irks me. So I try not to use the groups if I don't have to, and I try to just take the time to do what I can. And then we add a little cute foraging area, because I was like, that side is so bare. Like, we have like this big like, you know, bamboo bush like between everything, kind of separating things, and so they had their own little like foresty area. I was kind of thinking it would be cute to make a little like waterfall coming from the rocks, put the water over there, but I was like, no, we've invested too much in the bridge, we're not doing that. So I was like, no, we're not moving all this shit. We're just, and also I do like rock waterfalls like everywhere in the zoo, so I'm like, we don't need that. Just breathe, it's okay. We could just do a cute little rock moment over there and leave it. Okay, just leave it. And then I added their little foraging station. I feel like is going to be a really good place for people to view and see them. And I think it's going to be actually adorable to watch as well. So I am super excited for that. And then I just went around with our null barrier here, which is basically just an invisible barrier, since our pretend barrier doesn't count. The other thing I saw with a lot of red pandas is like, because they can climb and like they can get out so easily, like a lot of people tend to just kind of put them in like this glass box or like this like, you know, just something really tall, because they have to have 6 foot of fence, or obviously be like really deep in the ground to where they can't get out, and or just have these pieces not be climbable, which I don't even think these pieces are climbable for like, if we're really gonna be talking about it, like I don't think they are climbable. I was checking and I didn't see it. I didn't see the option, so I don't think they can climb them, but like I'm taking no chances, okay? I'm not taking a single chance, because if I go to play and I have to like literally revamp the whole thing, I'm going to lose my mind. So I was like, no, we're not doing this, okay? We're just gonna like cover all our bases and, you know, try and get everything done. I did delete some of those bamboo bushes because it was feeling a little overwhelming, and I didn't think we actually needed that many. But yeah, and then I went into lighting. I kind of bounced around. I lit up the Nile monitor enclosure a little bit more. I don't know. It's kind of a whole thing. And then yeah, the recording decided it didn't want to do what it was supposed to, and as you just saw there, it like cut out. I don't know. Listen, I don't make the rules, okay? Sometimes like randomly, if you've ever like filmed anything, like you will get like corrupt files, or it's just nothing you can do about it. It's just I don't know, it's computer science and it makes no sense. So I was like, at this point I was just like, it doesn't matter, they're gonna see the whole thing at the end anyway, like whatever, I already cut some of it out anyways, so don't mind that. But we did light up the Nile monitor enclosure, and I'll give you guys like a good view of what that looks like in the next episode, when we actually play, since it got like cut out for some reason. Sorry, my computer and the notifications. Live, laugh, love. But yeah, and then I did name this enclosure Ruby Point, so let me know if that is a stupid name and we can change it. But yeah, just adding some foliage here and there and kind of making sure everything is in order. I added some education boards, and I used this really cute piece. Oh my gosh, my dog, you guys, she just got fixed, and she also got some lumps removed, some abscesses removed, and she has a cone on, and she is just like running into everything. It's so loud, so I apologize. But I used these cute pieces to cover up the education board, and then just added these wood blocks for the legs, so you didn't see those. And I actually am in love with these. I think these are like so cute from the front. Just want to look at the back's ugly. So we just added a couple of those, and then I realized we had no water filtration, so I added one of those as well. Having that little path off to the side with like the generators is like perfect right there. We lucked out there, because usually that's the struggle, is finding out how to get power and water to everything if it's not within the zone that you already have. So and then next episode, I forgot, but we do need to add all of these things to the work zone, so I need to remember that in my brain. Don't let me forget. I need to add those to the work zone, or I'm going to be frustrated and stupid and not understand. Here is me lighting up the enclosure, which this is my favorite part, and I just really, really enjoy it. And yeah, I think I'm going to stop the voiceover now and just let you guys enjoy this last little bit of lighting. But yes, let me know your guys' suggestions, thoughts down in the comments, and I will see you guys next episode. Thank you so much for all the love and support recently. And yeah, I hope you're having a wonderful, fantastic, fabulous day. And if you're not, I hope it gets better. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.